Disclaimer. This video is made for entertainment purpose only, it doesn't mean to hurt anyone, and don't take it seriously.
I have to vent here real quick while this probably gets cut off, but I'm supposed to be doing a podcast with MC. It has been 10 minutes since we were supposed to talk, and here he is right now. Let's welcome MC to the podcast that we've been doing for the last 5 minutes. Because for some reason, my situation was MC said, hey, let's do this at 1 o'clock. It is now 1:30.
I was ready at 1 o'clock.
1:30. All of a sudden, I wasn't ready at 1. I did it. I did it even 10 minutes later. And what'd you do?
I decided to do
shower and I'm gonna do my hair and I'm gonna do my nails. And then you still can't get the camera set up.
Hey.
Even in time. We're on time.
If you would have said, hey, you're ready immediately, then I wouldn't have shaved. Sorry.
What the hell did you shave? It takes like 2 seconds to shave your lip and your little
takes a little bit longer than 2 seconds.
You got your little side runways right here.
Yeah, I know.
Run clippers through them.
Remember, better off dead. Better shave a little closer before you kiss her goodnight. Charles DeMar.
The one that said, I've been going to this school for 7 years. I ain't dummy.
I'm no dummy.
All right. I just saw a pop-up come up on my screen, and I was trying to find it before we got on the air. That we call this air. We call what we do serious business. But anyways, someone put this out there, and I'm assuming that this is completely bullshit because there's no news on it. But this is what you call fake news. Big Justice arrested after operating 17 illegal strip clubs. What?
How old is that kid?
Well, he's not old enough to run a strip club.
I know.
So I just thought that was
Where
funny.
was that released on?
It was released on Instagram. That's how shit gets started. How does stuff like that get started? Someone's like, you should see the comments. The comments are like, is this real? And someone's like, yes. And they're like, oh my God, I give it 5 booms. And I'm thinking, this is just how this poor kid this is him, the Hawk Tui girl, the Rizzler. They're all going to have their own show where they're all on there discussing how social media ruined their lives because they went on and then they became famous.
TikTok Avengers.
Fucking just destroyed themselves.
Or TikTok toe. TikTok toe.
TikTok toe.
Yeah, like celebrity squares or whatever they used to call Hollywood TikTok squares, and just have all those fuckers in like 9 spots.
So speaking of TikTok or Instagram fame, there's a guy named Zach D Films, and what he does is he collects interesting things.
D Films.
Zach D Films.
Okay.
He's got 5.2 million followers.
Oh wow.
He does these videos of things that if this happens to you, this is how you should get out of this situation. And I always run across this because I find it interesting because it reminds me of a TV show back in the day of 2008 to 2012 called Thousands Ways to Die. Do you remember that show?
No. Well, it seems kind of familiar.
So Thousand Ways to Die was a show that was released on Spike TV.
Yes,
and basically it was an anthology television series that aired on Spike from May 2008 to July of 2012. It showcased shocking reenactments of death of individuals who often met the Grim Reaper in unorthodox and outlandish ways. One of them I do remember.
Real deaths?
Yeah, people that actually died from these things.
How could they show that on there without some
sort of people weren't dying. There was reenactment. They were doing the reenactment. The reenactment part is what they thought was funny because it made it humorous because they did because people died. It was like a stupid way to die. That was the whole show, and I'll show you if I can.
Why wouldn't they just call it "Stupid Way to Die"? And
well, I don't. It was
get right to the point.
It was just. I don't know. Why don't you write the show? So, anyways,
nobody will hire me.
Here's a video. Maybe after this episode, someone will hire you.
Maybe they'll hire me less after this episode.
Shit, man, I always forget.
You have negative views on YouTube.
We get no views on YouTube. We get nothing.
Just to let you know, here's an email telling you are never getting through the algorithm.
But you're never famous.
Ralph was a simple guy who lived by a set of rules he called the Book of Ralph. Number one rule, don't bother Ralph when he's watching A-Team reruns.
So they would do these funny reenactments of it.
Okay. Oh, all right.
Getting under Ralph's collar.
Oh, hi, Baxter. How are you?
Mind shutting up your dog?
Oh, he's just a dog. You know dogs.
I'm not getting no airplane.
He's watching A-Team. That's how old this show is.
Ralph's A-Team mojo. It was time for Plan B. Another rule in the Book of Ralph: weapons are a guy's best friend. Ralph chose a high-powered hunting slingshot.
A slingshot can reach the velocity of up to 200 miles.
And they always have an expert. They always have an expert on the show. Like, a sportsman. I hunt with a slingshot once in a while, and I've killed rabbits and squirrels.
We've consulted the shark.
Yeah.
For his
A high-powered slingshot.
The slingshot has also been
A slingshot can kill a deer or a grizzly bear who's smoked cocaine.
modified to do
Or
fishing,
Goliath.
and they have been known to take out a shark.
All right, we'll get to this part. Oh,
Dog down.
he hit
The
the
Book
dog.
of Ralph states, after committing a crime, hide all evidence.
All right, so this is where he finds trips, falls, dies.
Upside the head.
Our poor ladder climber, falling backward, catching his leg.
Oh, so he hit his head. That's
He
what
smashed
happened.
the back of his head into the floor. The blood is coming down.
Does this not remind you of that other show where they did the swords and they shot out like the different
Oh,
warrior
yeah.
weapons and
What
stuff
the
like
hell?
that?
That
by
was
gravity, so it's going to
Warriors
pull
versus
rapidly. It's actually gonna
gladiators or
squish
ninjas?
the soft, fleshy part of your brain. The heart and the lungs stop.
Yep, everything
die.
stops
Ralph was a loser.
unless
for
you're
a
taking
long castle
copper. So
he killed the dog and then died himself.
then he slipped backwards and fell and hit his head. Now that was a pretty weak one. There's
These are
other
true
ones where
stories?
there's true stories that they found on, like, they would find people the way they've died, like how people have
Isn't that
died.
like how'd you like to enter the afterlife like that? Sorry, you killed the dog and you had to die.
So you killed a dog, did you? So you fell off a
Innocent
ladder.
dog in front of a little girl or teenage girl, whatever she was, and you must die now.
So it was taken off the air because it was kind of, the deaths were recreated in a variety of ways,
Disturbing.
and people got upset because there was different ways. Like people fell.
The family of Ralph.
People, family of Ralph
Why
they probably got
portray
rich.
him as a dog killer?
The family of Ralph probably got rich off this show. They're probably like, yeah, this is
damn.
how we're gonna make some money.
Well, yeah.
So
If they're
anyways.
using real people's names, right? They have to give them something. don't
So
they?
yeah, something. So, anyways, this guy Zach D Film shows up on my.
Zach Defin.
He shows up on my Instagram, and he always brings up these funny things. Well, one of them I thought that was pretty funny was if you fell into a sewer. Here's the video. Oh.
Most people would try to call for help, but sewers are typically too deep underground to be heard. Instead, look for a
He's got a good voice if this is really him.
light source, which should lead you to a manhole. If you don't see any light, try to feel the direction the sewage is flowing and move upstream. This will bring you
Now, how the hell would you know that? How the hell would you know?
Thanks to Zach D. Film, we all know that.
I
now.
fell into a sewer and I felt the way it was drifting, so I walked away after I had wiped the poo-poo off my hand.
to
The
smaller
co-hosts of
tunnels
Me
where the
Podcast
sewage
you
is
listen.
fresher and there are less
And
toxic
28
gases.
people know this.
You can then use your clothes to block a small household pipe that leads into the sewer. This will cause someone's drain to overflow, and eventually someone will be called to fix the pipe. If you're trapped in a
What? Do you believe that? This is another one.
How long would you survive until someone comes back to save you in the sewer?
Yeah, you gotta hope someone's actually home. They're paying attention to their
very
plumbing.
True.
But then the other thing that's just funny is you take your shirt off. It's even worse. You already touched the poo. Now you're shirtless. Just forget that shit. Just climb up the ladder.
How about staying away from anything that would allow you to fall into it?
Don't walk on drainage pipes. All right, here's the next one. Here's one that I thought was interesting in case you ever have to wrangle a Komodo dragon.
You could slip a noose over the head of a Komodo dragon, but with a violent thrash, the stick could be ripped away, and its powerful jaws might snap shut on.
Yeah, well, what would we be doing trying to wrestle a Komodo dragon to begin with, right? Right?
I would probably leave that to professionals. Why the fuck would you be doing it?
Your arm. This is why you should create a small loop from the wire, then attach it to a stick. The noose is carefully positioned over the lizard's head.
No, that's a lizard. That's not a Komodo dragon.
Now he's much smaller.
Yeah, now he's got a lizard. The lizard's like, what did I do?
Gently tightened with a quick tug to secure it. When you
Lizard's like, what am I doing? Why are you choking me out? I have nothing to do with this. All I want to do
all
is
large aggressive species can have catastrophic consequences. You could slip
and it bites him in the balls.
Looks like that's going to bite him in the ass. Yeah.
So this one actually happened to me. I was bit by a snake when I was in third grade. I was bit by a viper snake. It wasn't a rattlesnake, but it's still scary enough to scare the shit out of a third grader.
It was definitely a viper, or did you round up to a deadly snake?
What?
I said, was it definitely a viper, or are you rounding up to a deadly snake?
It struck at me. So it didn't just bite me like just bite me. It struck me. It struck me. So it had fangs. So it bit me and I cried because I was scared.
Where did you find the snake?
I'll tell you after I watch this episode.
If a snake bites you and won't let go, don't panic and yank it off.
Yeah, don't do that. Like, that's the first thing I'd fucking do. I wouldn't stand there and just hang on to my arm and be like, what up, snake? What are you doing down there?
Is that what you did in third grade? You tried to yank it off
he didn't even hang on to me. He bit me so fast. It was like quick.
That could just make the snake bite harder. Instead, try running warm.
That's what I would do. I would go find a sink and run warm water
over its head to confuse it.
That'd be the
if
first
that
thing
doesn't work, take the snake's tail and chew on it.
Yeah, I don't know if that fucking really works. I don't think.
Get him back by biting him.
Bite him too, and that'll teach him a lesson.
If it still clings on, you can use hand sanitizer and put a little in the snake's.
I don't know if I'd be that.
Where is this snake? Where is this snake coming from? Did he come up out of the bathtub? Would you have
First of all, you have all these. You have all these.
Yeah, you're in the kitchen. You're in the bathroom. Where the fuck is a snake is hanging out in your bathroom?
You just have all these supplies nearby, and
more than likely you're gonna get bit in the wild.
Can't do that. Grab some WD-40 and grease them up, and do
Take him all the way into your home, where then you will run warm water all over his head and hope that he leaves you.
So my story of so anyway, Zach D Films, we'll tag him in this video. Look him up on Instagram. He's already got 5.2 million followers. I'm not sure we're going to fucking do much for him. But it is interesting, funny shit. There's some very funny videos, whether or not they're true or false and how they get out of these things. It's just funny. Reminds me of 1,000 Ways to Die, which you can still watch that. You have to pay to watch it if you're interested in just watching dumb videos.
So, why do you have to pay? It's not streaming anywhere.
No, you have to pay to watch it. It's such an old video, and people, it's like one of those videos where if you just want to hear about stupid ways that people have died, like falling on a stick and it sticks to their face, or they trip and fall and they hurt themselves and they bleed later and all that kind of stupid shit.
I don't even want to say anything.
One of them,
you know what I'm saying? Because then maybe one of us dies that way by making fun of them. Right?
I'm not making fun of them.
Tree falls on you after you were just laughing at someone dying from a tree.
There's like stuff like when I was a kid, you're not supposed to mix certain chemicals together, cause it to be toxic. Shit, I did that.
Like what?
I'm not gonna tell you. It's my secrets.
You gotta pay.
I don't want anybody to do it. I don't want anybody
Zach D.
I don't want anybody to listen to how it happens. But
that was a waste of that's the only way we get views. The short, our most popular short is when you got shot.
Well, I almost poisoned myself to death.
Now you have to do this as a short. This story.
I almost
bit by a snake.
We created a toxic that killed ants, and we thought we were going to be rich and famous as children. And my parents came home, and my dad saw us do that and said, "What the fuck are you guys doing mixing gasoline with another chemical?" And it instantly killed the ants, but it also could have killed us if we were in closed area. So
it was just berating us while we were out cold, me and my brother.
We dumped it and we're like, ugh, and we ran off.
I could only hear the echoes of my dad screaming at us as we were laying there unconscious.
As we crawled towards the oxygen that we needed after we suffocated.
We were crawling to the light until a hand grabbed our ankles and brought us back.
Yeah, just stupid shit like that. Like they had some videos on where they're saying don't mix vinegar with certain shit. I mix vinegar with stuff, so this is just something to be careful
like
about.
What? What do you mix vinegar with?
I think it was like don't mix vinegar with bleach or something.
Why would you mix vinegar with bleach?
I don't know. That's what I said.
I'm creating the ultimate cleaning solution.
This is gonna kill ants.
mopping a kitchen with fucking vinegar and bleach. I can't breathe anymore.
Man, that's pretty potent. Just straight bleach alone.
Instead of your dad, it's your wife coming home. Like, what are you doing, you stupid motherfucker?
Straight bleach alone. You're like,
teaching crew how to. This is how you mix chemicals, crew. Next time I watch you.
Remember, we used to get chemistry sets when you were a fucking kid. You used to be able to mix shit. You never got that? You could mix some acid with some boron.
That's why I'm still alive.
It's just, my finger's starting to burn really
smart
bad.
enough to keep that stuff away from me.
But make sure you have goggles. Make sure you have goggles. We don't want to get in your eyes so you can watch your skin melt.
Definitely don't spray cold spray on you because that's a chemical. That gave me a chemical burn when I was... That was fucking dumb. I was an adult when that happened.
You talking about the freezing spray?
Yeah, I thought it was just because I smashed my shin on I think it was one of those snake machines that we were cleaning out the drain. So I was going to get in the garage because my brother was helping me. And I tripped over that and smashed my ankle on it. I was like, fuck. But obviously I didn't have time to ice it because we're going to be doing the work. So I thought I didn't know there was chemical in that, like an idiot.
Let me Mr. Freeze it real quick.
Not only did I have the bruised shin, I made it worse by giving myself a chemical burn. Like an idiot. That stuff is not to be played around with.
Yeah, I don't think I would even have done that if I would hurt my ankle anyways. I think I would just walked it off.
I smashed it pretty hard.
Oh, you needed freeze spray? Let me just go ahead and wrap this in ice. The fuck? I don't want to feel my leg.
I thought it was the same as the cold spray you would get in. I didn't know the fuck it was a chemical.
No,
I thought it was something you would get down the biofreeze aisle or whatever the fuck that is down the first aid aisle. I didn't know that was fucking different.
They use that shit on my skin cancer stuff. They spray it and it freezes it, and then it just blisters out.
That's what they use to get rid of it.
It's like nitrogen. They just like go. Yeah. It feels like someone just sticking a needle through your face, and then later just blisters up and pops and falls off.
Yeah, that's what I did.
So your ankle just popped and fell off
for no reason. Oh, you could
froze your ankle until it popped and fell off.
It wasn't infected, thank goodness. But you got to be careful of that.
Oh, you were cut and you sprayed it with freeze spray.
No, it created a big blister immediately.
So you did what skin cancer people do.
Yeah.
Just spray it until it falls off. You're lucky your ankle didn't fall off, buddy.
I'm not going to do that. So hopefully I don't go completely bald.
Well,
I have to keep getting that done.
My dad used to use, like, we had paint on our hands and stuff. He used to go, here, put your hands out. Put your hands out. And he just poured gasoline all over. He's like, rub real fast.
We did that too. That's probably not good.
Burning super bad. No, it's not good. And at that time of life, we didn't have unleaded gas, so we just walked.
Now my kids are 7 feet tall and are mutants. For all the gasoline
their hands drag on the ground like just mongoloids, and they walk around with big foreheads.
We're like,
thanks for washing your hands.
Thanks, Dad. Thanks for filling us full of gasoline mutations, Dad.
Hey, Their pee gets me fuel, and I drive around with it. I'm like, come here, pee in this gas tank.
Some sort of futuristic society of JC families.
Mutant children walking
mutant
around
children
with toxic gas. So, anyways.
This is like we should just rename our podcast the anti-PSA.
So
here are things that you should never do.
Never do these things that we did.
Don't tickle cobras.
Well, here's what happened. So here's the snake incident. Third grade.
This is going to get us a lot of views in a short.
Show and tell. Someone brought a snake to show and tell.
No way.
It was a corn snake. So if a corn snake is, let me look up a corn snake, but it looks a lot like a rattlesnake. It has.
But you got bit by a viper.
Well, yeah, but it's a viper snake. It's right?
It's in a viper family.
Yeah. So
it was a worm, but it was in the viper family.
So a corn snake is sometimes called red rat snake. It's a species of North American rat snake, and this species subdues small prey, a constriction. So it's like a cobra, like a cat that latches onto them and it squeezes them to death, right?
Like a constrictor?
Yep.
In that family?
Yep. So it attacks.
Wrapping around kids' necks.
So
great show and tell, Jimmy.
So it's found throughout the southern.
You killed all your classmates.
Down to the central United States, those superficially resembling the venomous copperhead, it often killed as a result of the mistaken identity. The corn snake lacks functional venom and is harmless. Okay, so that's the snake they brought to show and tell. So in third grade, someone brought a fucking black widow spider in a jar, and someone else brought a tarantula, and someone else, I don't know, these fucking dumb kids in this school, and then someone brought a snake. So
another kid brought a scorpion.
Another kid brought a ninja sword. Just started swinging it around. So
I feel like that would be the least of all those deadly.
So this young girl with her mom is walking around with the snake, letting everybody pet the snake. So everybody's like, like it reminds me of like kindergarten cop, Mr. Kimball. We're all touching the snake and everybody's petting the snake. So I go to pet the snake in the back half of the snake, not by the head, like by the butt area, kind of. I don't know if you want to say as what would you say, like in Waterboy? I would say it's his knee. So I go to pet his back end, and right when I go to reach, I see the head of the snake come around and bam, and just bites me in between my two fingers, like right here.
Ooh.
And I felt it because it felt like two needle pricks. Yeah. It wasn't like super painful. It just felt like someone poked me real fast with like two needles.
Okay.
And so I'm in third grade, and all I can think of is rattlesnakes and, dying from being bitten by a snake. So right away, I pull my hand in and I look at my hand, and there's two little blood holes right by my knuckles, just starting to bleed.
That sounds like Lawsuit City.
So I start crying. Well, yeah, this day and age would fucking have the snake in jail, and everybody would go. We'd be
the snake in jail.
We would have arrested the snake, and the
teacher would be fired. The family, would be arrested, and
it'd be all over the fucking news.
Assault with a deadly snake.
Trauma. I'd have PTSD to this day. I'm 50 years old. I still can see this incident taking place in my third grade classroom. So as I'm watching this incident,
can you feel the fangs like a phantom thing? Like, did it hit you in such a way? Because when I was bit by one dog in my life, and it was right behind like the kneecap, kind of in that tendon there. Mm-hmm. And for not so much now, but I'd say for a good 20, 30 years, it would feel like a phantom. It feels weird. Because it was like a puncture. Like if what was it, a Doberman? Yeah, a Doberman's teeth just puncture right behind like a tendon. It was just such a weird feeling. So you didn't have that though, were you?
The ghost of the dog still following around going,
well, he was put to sleep, yeah.
Oh, you motherfucker. That's why he follows you around now.
No,
he haunts you.
It's not my fault though. I didn't say he must go to sleep. Obviously, I had to make sure I didn't have rabies. But because the kid let him out, I think the dog had to be put down. So a kid has let 2 dogs out. One was just barking at the back of the driveway, and I was just a kid delivering papers at the time. So then I looked like he ain't doing anything. He's way in the back of the drive. I used to hear these dogs. They sounded vicious. I'm like, he's not moving. So as soon as I walked past the driveway to the front of the house, out of nowhere, this fucking Doberman got me, and he would have kept attacking me. I ran and ran up like steps of a different house that I delivered papers to. If he would have ran up those steps, I would have been fucking wrestling with the dog.
You would have been getting him in a hammer lock.
Yeah, full Nelson. Say uncle.
You would have heard wrestling commentators. Oh, he's got a sleeper.
The dog's tapping out, but he's not letting go.
He won't. He's not tapping out. He's trying to get him.
I know. It's the dog will not. The dog will have to put him to sleep because he will not give up.
So, do you still have like PTSD from that incident? Does it scare you when you see dogs?
No, I don't. Probably don't trust them fully, but I mean, I think I would probably have some sort of, what would you call, like canine bias towards Doberman, maybe.
Just Dobermans. You're not like
maybe
all dogs together.
Well, dude, I almost got it wasn't long. I think I started using a bike after that, and then it wasn't long where I almost got a pit bull. His gate was open, but the good thing about the pit bull is it was a split driveway. This was in Illinois. It was a split driveway. As soon as I went on to the other part of the double driveway, he left me alone. So I had my feet on the other person, not the person's car or something, and then he stopped, and then his master called him in, or whatever owner called him back in. So yeah, that guy dodged a bullet too, or his dog would have probably been killed too.
You were known for taking dogs out.
Just an innocent paper delivery boy.
You were known in the neighborhood. Put your dogs away. Here
the
comes
kid,
MC.
I seen the kid a lot. What was it? Maybe it was a week, whatever it was later. Like, and he would just be like, "You're the one that got my dog." The parents must have blamed me. Paper boy got our dog killed. And then he was like, "You're the one who got the dog." I said, "You shouldn't have let him out."
Here's a picture I got.
It's like 5 years old.
Here's a shirt I have with this picture on it. It says, "Rest in peace, Tiger."
Doesn't even understand a teenager telling him shouldn't have let him out.
You should. They got all the T-shirts made. It says R.I.P. and the dog's name Hercules.
12-year-old or whatever I was at the time. Shouldn't have let him out. Just teaching him a hard lesson. Shouldn't have let him out. He attacked me.
As you say that, 20 dogs come out of his backyard. Get his ass.
Get him.
MC's starting to pedal real fast.
No, he didn't let out the other one because the other one probably wasn't as vicious. But
you're the Grim Reaper.
The fuckers are quick though. They're like a greyhound. The fucking Doberman. Because I'm serious. I'm looking one minute.
Neighborhood.
1 minute I'm looking, I couldn't see because you bet if I would have seen the Doberman at the back of that fucking thing, I probably would have been running because that one, those dogs are scary when they're coming after you, obviously. But I didn't see him. That was the thing. I just kept going. I was well past their driveway. I was in front of their house at that point, but he's still territorial. Got me. He was just a cheap shot artist. Got me from behind. Wasn't even looking at him.
Cheap shot artist.
Yeah.
Came out of the bushes.
As soon as I got bit,
he was dressed up like a couch.
He was chasing me. I was. Thank goodness. I don't know how I outran the Doberman, but at least I got up those steps.
He was wearing a mailman's outfit. He was totally trying to throw me off. So, anyways, back to my story.
He's been trying to attack us for a long time. I just derailed your story.
You just derailed my. I got bit by a snake. Okay, so
I got bit by a Doberman.
I've been bit by dogs before. The snake's a little more traumatizing because
how many fucking things have attacked you?
Because of the Bible.
Snakes.
Dude, I got bit by a spider one time in my foot.
Spiders
fucked me up. But anyways,
killer mosquito.
Back to the corn snake.
Okay.
Who looks like a rattlesnake.
So now he punctured your 2 knuckles.
He bit my hand. So I turned around, and even at my age of 3rd grade, I went, I got bit by a snake. And everybody didn't believe me. They were like, you're lying. And I'm like, no, I got bit by a snake. And they're like,
how can you be lying when you got, what'd you do?
So
put ketchup on his hands.
So I held my hand up and you could see the blood. And all of a sudden the kids are like, I got bit by a snake. And they started freaking out. So
of course the snake was flailing around there.
Snake's like, I didn't do shit. It wasn't me.
I'm in trouble.
It wasn't me. He just started biting multiple kids. Like, I'm going to go down. I'm going down hard.
I'm not a fucking show and tell. I'm going to take out everybody.
taking out every fucking kid in this room. Even that Black Widow. Open that
I'm
jar.
already dead. Did you hear MC's story? I'm already dead. They're gonna put me down.
You take your fucking out. He's taking me out. So the teacher's like, oh my God. And of course, instantly they're like, go to the bathroom and wash it. Like, that's the fucking solution. So I'm in the bathroom and I'm crying because I think I'm going to die. Because I thinking rattlesnake bite, venomous, something. So afterwards, they call my parents.
You think you're gonna die, and they just sent you on your own to the bathroom.
They did. So they called my parents, and my parents come to get me. And the first thing my dad says, "What'd you do to the snake to make him bite you?" And I was like, "What the fuck are you talking about? Like,
why are they allowing serpents into the?
I just got bit by a fucking snake." So
Black widows, fucking
the parents,
wolf spiders, serpents, Dobermans,
Aquaman. So the parent. Piranha, put your hand in and pet him.
Yeah. You want to see my friendly fish with teeth?
And maybe I was hanging out with the Munsters. Maybe that's a fucking where we are. It was a Munster school. So Komodo dragon. Good thing I got this lasso.
I was dating Marilyn, and then I went home and I was scared shitless.
I got a lasso. I could totally get that Komodo dragon. Got to tie it to the stick.
The Munsters told me how to wrestle dragons.
Zach D. Film showed me how to get out of this. So, anyways,
Spot. I was trying to lasso Spot from underneath their stairs.
So I go home, and the parents call my parents, and they're like, "I hope he's okay." You know, back then, no one sued unless you were like physically going to die. Yeah. So my dad was like, well, whatever he did, you know, he deserves it, basically attitude. And I'm like, I didn't do shit. I just want to pet the snake. Everybody else was petting the fucking snake. I just wanted to pet the snake.
Were you a little redheaded kid?
Yeah. Not like totally redhead. I had like blondish brown hair. So he thought I was
gingers.
Fucking Malachi from the fucking Children of the Corn.
All the other kids could pet me except a ginger. Yeah, let this fucker pet me. I'm gonna bite him.
Freckle face, red haired bitch.
This fucker is scarier than me.
Big headed body. I had a big old head, skinny body with a gut. I look like I had a little fat kid shirt on.
That's our thumbnail. Your head on a surface.
Skinny arms.
15. I don't know what it'd be. Fifth grade. What did you say? Third grade.
Third grade.
What the hell would you be?
I was like, I don't know. What would I be? Like
8 years old?
8 or 9.
8-year-old Coach JC on the head of a serpent. That's our thumbnail.
How about 9-year-old JC in third grade because he flunked? I flunked third grade.
Id you for real?
Yeah, I fucking got held back.
Must have been the serpent's fault.
I should have got a pass.
You should have.
I started getting delirious. Couldn't do cursive.
Couldn't concentrate. Thought a snake might come under my desk at any time.
Couldn't do my fucking cursive writing. They're like, "What's wrong with you?" I'm like, "I don't know. My hand's messed up from being bitten by a serpent.
Can't write anymore."
He kills stuff in the cornfields.
Instead, your dad threatened him to put you forward. He just says, "He deserved it."
Take it back. Look how big he is.
It's a fucking ginger. He deserved it. Snake probably thought he was even one of his predators.
It just So that was my story of being bit. They obviously played it off. They said he wasn't. They sent like paperwork that had to explain that he wasn't venomous. By the time all this shit got passed through the phones, because we didn't have digital, internet or anything, I'd be dead. So didn't go to the hospital. Didn't go to any emergency room or nothing. Just went home.
Did they even inquire what type of snake this was? Like if you were going to survive or not?
Yeah, my dad they all agreed. Dumped some peroxide on it. We're on our way. So that was it. I mean, I don't think anybody experienced a kid getting bit by a snake. And like I said, in this day and age, you would have got fucking bitten by a snake in a public school.
The boondocks.
They would have shut down everybody. The whole news would have been all over.
Snakes and serpents everywhere. It's messing up JC's hair at the boondocks.
It would have been like, Trump today is going to be in an office. And by the way, a little 9-year-old bitten by a snake at an elementary school.
A little child is taking a serpent to go meet President Trump.
Medusa brought her snakes in, and everybody bit them.
A blue-haired Medusa is coming to trick President Trump into petting her snakes.
So that was the other time I got bit by a spider. I put my foot in my shoe, and a spider bit me on the toe, and I yanked it out. And the spider came out. He's all smashed in there, like he. Because I thought I was trying to jam my foot in there, and this spider's like, "Hey, bitch!" So
his last life is just biting him.
He bit me, and my dad's first response was, "Take it, put it in a bag. We'll see what happens to you in about an hour. If you start acting weird, we'll take you to the hospital." That was it. No one wanted to go to fucking hospital. They just wanted to see a case. You have something wrong with you? Just put it in a bag, and we'll keep an eye on it.
Boondocks. Down in the boondocks.
Is that a song?
Yeah, it is a song.
Oh.
Bitten by a spider, but they won't take him to the hospital in the boondocks.
Yeah, why take me? Let's just see if you have a reaction or not.
We'll see if he'll die. If he's not, we won't wonder why in the boondocks.
That was it. So
you can't see out of it. You can't see out of his left eye in the boondocks.
Can you see that? I'm all watching cartoons, like my eyes all swollen. I'm just like, ah. I think he's having a reaction. Let's take him in.
Should find the spider we kept alive to find out what kind of poison is in his system right now.
Bring in the bag to the doctor. Go, this is what bit him.
You should have brought him in an hour ago. We could have saved his life.
It's all just wadded up.
Let's see. Let's see what the hell this thing is.
Yeah, it looks like a wolf spider. So that hurt. You know.
Oh, I bet. Yeah,
that one
didn't have to play around with.
Snake bite didn't hurt this bad, but being
you
bit by a wolf spider was bad. Should have took some copper.
Activated charcoal is the poison absorption. So if you swallowed like bleach by accident, let's say, the activated charcoal, which is little capsules in there, they use that to absorb poison. Yeah. So if your stomach's all fucked up from food poisoning, take some activated charcoal.
That's your opinion. Don't take activated.
It's fact.
No, it's
fact.
not.
Yes, it is fact. At
this moment, we're going to put a warning.
Don't even put a warning because this is fact.
No, not listen to MC's medical advice. He takes copper. He takes pennies. So when everybody leaves a penny in the jar,
you still haven't opened that. You still haven't opened a copper.
I just took it, and I've now
only before episodes.
I have 5 cents in me now. So
I have 3 strands are black.
If you I don't have black hair.
Or
it's gonna be red.
Red.
So if you think about it, when it says take a penny, you take one and you eat it. That's exactly what you do. You take a penny and you eat it, and you say, "Copper, good for you."
Going from activated charcoal, which is a known poison, absorption. If you look up anything to do with that, and now you're going to swallowing pennies.
All right, I'm going to look at it right now. We have 1.5 minutes left on activated charcoal.
It's not the charcoal briskets from that you fucking go on the grill. It's called activated charcoal. It's a different.
Activated charcoal can treat poison, lower cholesterol, improve kidney function, and more.
It's
on healthline.com. You can get it at any store and also grill your meat.
A fucking listener chewing on charcoal to try to prevent poison.
This one tastes like lighter fluid.
They told me to do this.
Well, out of the 53 listeners we got, we hope we have some intelligent ones. Do not eat charcoal.
I hope so. It's an actual capsule that you would swallow. It also would. I think it would also what do we call it? Purify water. I think too.
It's right next to the elixir that solves all your problems. Step here, step right up, and get your cough medicine. It cures everything.
This is going to be an interesting episode. When animals attack.
Me podcast, you listen. 1,000 Ways to Die, as well as what did we say his name was? Zach D Films on Instagram.
D Film.
Make sure you check them out. And thanks for listening to Me Podcast You Listen. Thanks for listening to my 3rd grade trauma that still haunts me.
Subscribe down there.
42 years later. It's still
he's got the phantom fangs in his knuckles.
In my bloodstream, I have a corn snake.
He would have been dead if not for the poison of black widows and corn snakes.
Afterwards, I started slithering around and going just like Spider-Man.
And climbing up the walls until I got delirious. And my dad told me, get down from there.
He started hitting me with a broom. Get out of the house.
We knew that spider did something to him.
All right, me podcast. You listen. Thanks for listening. Subscribe and check us
subscribe.
out. And always thanks for
Share.
listening to us
Share it.
talk and banter. Yes. Peace out.